I know I'm a wisecracker.
Oh, there, she's snorting and popping on all cylinders. Let that warm up for a few minutes. I'm thinking like 20 minutes. Let it idle for a bit. And then I'm gonna hit the road. It's been a while since I've hauled a load all the way to this elevator. It's a few miles from here. Not the end of the world compared to a lot of guys, but it's still a haul. We're used to that, you know, 2.5 mile haul. So let's warm up, let the truck warm up, and start grinding some gears. That was a bit of a haul. Yeah, I don't know. This truck doesn't quite feel like 475, but maybe I've got a load a little heavier than it should be too. It was a struggle doing about 70 miles an hour. It's probably more around that 400, 4.25. Or maybe it's just not running at a top right now. All right, there we go. Yeah, it was a little heavy. Okay, I'll fill the next one a little lighter. That'd make the truck drive a little better, and then also, yeah, I want to be legal too. We'll get another load and keep rolling. I see the other trucks are going. So we should have 3 trucks on the road today. It shouldn't take long to get a lot of this moved. It's a cold day out there though, a little wintry. I just got a call from the elevator and protein came in 12.9. So we've had a couple 14s, couple 13s on 12.9, which that's not good. We need 15s on up. So we got to figure out a game plan, find out why that grain bin isn't coming in the protein that it was written down as. Hard to say. The one next to it's supposed to be above 15, but now I'm a little nervous because it's from the same area that we harvested the load bin in, so now I'm questioning these numbers. So we're gonna run a couple samples in, get things figured out, see if we can get a game plan and get a grain bin figured out that is 15 protein and higher, so we can get some loads into those guys. All right, we just got back from getting the proteins checked. Check this end bin down here and a center bin. Turns out that end one is 16.1 from the door, so that's where we need to be. So some of them we might have gotten flipped and mixed up, and these are actually the lower proteins. So I'm gonna move the vac around, get into that bin, go run a load down, and hopefully we get that 15 number or greater, hopefully greater, we need a lot more. But this might mean that we're gonna run short on some of our 15 protein because those bins are smaller and the ones that were higher protein, or that we thought had higher protein, were larger. So we'll see. If we don't bring in 15 across the board, then we just get discounted some. Not a tremendous amount, but we will get discounted a little bit. And like that, we're back. Let's see what they come up with this time. I'm hoping 16.4, 16.4, that'd be great. 15.7, that's close, not quite 16.4, but I took some samples into them, and one of the bins that I took a sample in came out 7.3, so that's 17.3, so that's good to know. We got another bin we can go through. The other one came in at 13.8 or something, so we might hold off on that one, but that's good to know. We got grain, we can keep hauling in that area, so keep rolling, heading home.
How are we sitting? Oh wow, yeah, not much left in there. Okay, I'll suck that out real quick and move to the next bin that's got high protein. And then I think we're out of here. That might be enough for today too by the time we get done. That's the next bin after this one. There we go. 17.1.
That's the kind of protein I like to see. Our numbers were right, they were just on the wrong bins. Well, that's it for tonight. 17.6 was my last load of protein. That might be the highest on the farm. That's pretty good. We're gonna shut down, it's the weekend. We'll pick this up Monday. Weather next week looks like it's gonna be A-okay, so we should get some bushels in. What are we doing, guys?
We're on the sled and you're gonna pull us on the forward.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Okay.
And we're back at it. A little setback this morning. One of the fenders on the driver's side of this truck started to come off. There's a bracket that we built and it just wasn't strong enough. So I fixed it, I plated it. It doesn't look pretty, but it'll last at least to get this hauling done and then we can readjust that. Dad got the blue Peterbilt going, so he's hauling, even with his eye, but I guess he can see well, so that's good. So 4 trucks rolling. We're gonna get a lot done. Seems that VR12 keeps up with everybody. Actually, I think we're gonna have a harder time keeping the bins to keep up with the VR12 because these are little bins and it's a lot of moving. Suck it down, move to the next one. Let's go. Okay. Well, I've got my sidekick here, my designated driver at night. He's got better eyes than I got. So he's watching the road, I'm watching the road. I think we got it covered. Yep, wearing sunglasses. Had some surgery last week, cataract, doing well. Enough that I can see between the lines, and that's where I want to be. So, taking the load on down and keep hauling. Got to load in, come back, we move to another bin, another location. This grain back is running at capacity we want. It's about 10 minutes to fill this truck, but it's fairly quiet. Yeah, so we're getting it hauled. Beautiful day. Well, this is a different change of scenery. I drove up north, there was nothing up there. They had moved. They finished. It's okay. I found them. Let's load the truck. Oh, good morning, office. Good morning, patrons. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. While that truck's warming up out there, I'm gonna sip on some wannabe coffee and read the news.
Hello. Wow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good sign.
I got a question for all the truckers out there. So this truck's about 400 to 450 horsepower, maybe that 425 area. Running about 80,000 pounds gross. I do have hills I have to pull, and I'm trying to run about that 70 miles an hour range. And I am pedal to the metal probably 50% of the time. On the flats, I don't have to run full throttle. But any kind of incline, like even a hill like this, I have to run full throttle. Is that normal? Is it normal as a trucker to just basically run pedal to metal everywhere? I know in farming it is. In your tractor, a lot of times you just run wide open. But I kind of feel like in a truck you shouldn't have to do that as much. Am I underpowered? Am I not driving correctly? Or is that completely normal? Let me know in the comments below, please. Now here's what I'm thinking. We need to get a hold of Pittsburgh Diesel and see if they would be interested in doing a little upgrades to this Big Cam 3. I'm told that with the right parts and the right budget, you can get this engine to put out 600-700 horsepower. Now I don't want that much, but 500 would be nice. 550 would be awesome, as long as it lasted. Now, I do want to say something real quick about this truck. When we first got it running, it was pretty gutless. Didn't run very well at all. And we looked and looked and looked, could not figure out what was going on. So we took it down to Rocky Mountain Truck Service in Great Falls, Montana. And those guys went through it, and it didn't take them long, and they found the culprit. It was in the injection pump. When they got this thing running, man, it snorted. In fact, he said this thing's tuned about as hot as you can get out of this engine. In fact, he told me with the rail pressure above 200 PSI that if we're not careful, this thing will start eating cams, because that's a common problem with these big cams. I just want to give a shout out to Rocky Mountain Truck Services for the excellent work that they did on this truck. We were really thrilled with how it turned out, and it would not be running like it is now if it wasn't for those guys. So if you guys need truck work, check them out. Look up John's. There's 2 Johns there, and they're both very knowledgeable, and they'll get your job done. So yeah, Rocky Mountain Truck Service. Check them out.